Hey, it's just Richard this week, unless someone else joins shortly. My plan, I was going to record with Justin, but he dropped out. Maybe I'll reschedule with him later. But for this session, recently, I have been really kind of getting into freestyle rap for whatever reason. I would call it drill rap or spoken word rap. Essentially, what that means for me is I just talk in this tone of voice at a rhythmic cadence. From what I have learned, it's something between 98 beats per minute and maybe 120 or 130. That is sort of my range that I feel able to talk at those speeds. 98 being a bit slow, but you can sort of double. You can speed up if you want, as long as you hit this timing of each bar. And then 130, I imagine, would get a bit fast if I'm trying to speak with my kind of diction and my pace, or like a comfortable cadence. And so what I'm going to do in this session, if someone else joins, they'd be welcome to join me. I am new to the world of freestyle rap and writing songs, but I've kind of been getting into it because I watched different YouTube videos and I saw people just having a good time and not being self-conscious. And I think that's the most important thing. I'm very concerned about when things come across as cringe. And so that's my main idea, is to avoid that. But of course, if you just kind of forget that cringe is a thing and you're enjoying what you're doing, then I think that's probably the one and only, maybe not the only defense, but a good defense against cringe, is just being in the moment. And if something does authentically sound good and it makes sense and you're honest with what you're doing, I think you're defended against cringe. Hopefully, I don't have anything to back that up. It's just that's what I've experienced so far. Recently, I made some YouTube videos that turned out, I think, luckily well. One was about Outer Wilds, and I sort of wrote. This wasn't freestyle. Like, my writing process is, I guess, freestyle, but that it's not actual freestyle because I'm not recording the process. But today I would be. But typically I listen to a no copyright beat from YouTube, and I write lyrics to it, and then I do a recording in Audacity. And I don't sing the whole song at once. I record until I mess up, and then I start from where I messed up using like multi-track recording in Audacity. And today though, I'll get started shortly here. I am going to do a screen recording of, there'll be FL Studio is the application that I'll be using actually to make my own beat, which I can definitely not do very well. So I would expect this to not go well, but recently I think sometimes I'm quite good at finding words and finding interesting verses, and I'm pretty good at timing. So I think the beat just won't sound that good. At minimum, I'll use the metronome in FL Studio, probably set it to like 128 beats per minute. And then I'll build on the metronome. I'll choose different like 808 clap sounds, drum sounds, different sound. They have a small range of sound effects. I have one of the lowest tier, like paid versions of FL Studio. So that comes with sounds and the ability to like record. This recording today though will just be the screen recording and the sound through OBS. I'll pipe all the sound through my headphones here, and I'm recording with a microphone. But then, everything that's in FL Studio, and I'll switch to a Google Doc a couple times. As I think of verses, I'll write them down and I'll sort of start rearranging them. And I don't know, I would, by the end of this hour, or however long I spend recording, something less than 1 hour, I expect. I hope to sort of have something good that I come up with. And I haven't started at all yet with this particular song that I have in mind. I guess it's called a song, even if it's, I hesitate to call it a rap because I would say I'm not good at all about rap, but I've seen a little bit, drill rap, I think, is a somewhat of a loose definition, and it can include pretty much just talking. And if it's, the beat is in the background, one is talking, sometimes intentionally or unintentionally or intentionally not rhyming. And that still sounds pretty good to me too, if the content is going somewhere and meaning something, and then occasionally if there's a cool way that the words line up with the beat. then that's like satisfying to me, and more pleasing sometimes to listen to than a typical song. I find a lot of songs that get popular, they repeat a chorus. I guess they repeat the same words a couple times, and that gets stuck in my head. And pretty much every popular song quickly gets stuck in my head, and I don't really like it immediately. And I always wish they just went nuts with the lyrics, and everything they said in the song was unique, and they never repeat, and they switch up the cadence. And that's really what I would want to hear more, is either that or no lyrics at all. When I'm focused and working, I like to just listen to beats with no lyrics. I find lyrics pretty distracting. But if you dump a ton of lyrics into a song, 2-3 minute song that's just pure lyrics in different cadences, that is really impressive to me. And some of the, I guess I would mention of Kendrick Lamar is amazing at that. I recently went to a Kendrick Lamar concert, and I'm kind of inspired by that. I watched the Super Bowl halftime show. That was pretty good. That was an amazing show. I was in a little bit of disbelief at how well that show came together, and the body of work that sort of Kendrick has and that he put together for that. And so I feel like I'm sort of in the bubble of being incredibly inspired by that. And hopefully I'm not mimicking that too closely. I think because I'm not changing up the way I use language. I'm rearranging words and sentences that I would say and saying them in my own way at my own cadence. And so it's not really trying to be someone I'm not or trying to mimic another rapper's style, but I still feel heavily inspired by Kendrick Lamar, and inspired by some of the ways his rhyming works, or not rhyming, but like the way that the lyrics line up with the beat and switch sometimes unexpectedly, but it always sounds good. That's kind of inspired me and given me different ideas. And so I find that it's easier and easier to, with those little tricks in mind or like those little bits that I've been inspired by, they make it very easy to line up any sentence to a beat in a fun, interesting way that quickly starts having multiple meanings, and it just gets kind of exciting. Hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate some of what I'm talking about here, and I'm just going to get started. So I am right now, I'm in a Discord channel recording with a Crag bot, but it looks like no one else is joining today. So I'm going to stop the Crag recording, and I'll leave that Discord channel. But the recording for this is being done through OBS, and I'm just going to confirm that it's picking up sound from FL Studio. And so the only thing I've sort of done so far is think about the theme that I want for this song. And the theme sounds pretty epic. And I would not expect me to be able to come up with something at all satisfactory if the me from like a week ago. But having had the success of some recent YouTube videos, and not like success that they got popular, but just when I listen back to these YouTube videos I made recently, they sound really good to me. And I'm hyped up by that. And I think maybe I can just take a topic, like develop write a song about personal faith, philosophy, and the belief that creating content has some kind of perhaps higher purpose or importance that is all wrapped up with the human condition. That's to give an idea of, that's kind of the theme that I'm going for. And I'm excited to see what comes out here as I get started. I have an empty Google Doc that I'll throw some lyrics into. Probably shortly I'll start by just brainstorming different words that are on par with the theme that I have. And well, the part that I've never done before, and I think is going to go just terribly, is trying to build a beat, live here in FL Studio. It'll be, it's going to be like a bad beat, but I think I'll do a decent job with the lyrics, hopefully. And when they come together, it won't. Again, just my intent here is to avoid cringe. And if and I think I'm pretty confident that I can do that. And so I'm just going to close out Discord because sometimes it makes noises when people join, and I don't like to like get, notifications for messages. I find I always want to check the messages right away, so I silence them all so that I don't know. I just periodically check for messages. And then if I don't, I check often enough that I always see messages in time, but I don't like to be like told exactly when they arrive. So here I go, getting started. This can be heard. I checked in OBS. This is being recorded. This metronome. This is a 128 beat per minute metronome. And I'm not super sure that's the beat per minute that I would want, but I'm going with that because it's just it's a bit faster. It's maybe the fastest that I would want to go. And so I don't want this to be like a slower thing. I want it to feel kind of fast and get me sort of trying to keep up with the beat, push me a little bit to my personal limit of speed that I can speak at. But I don't think this is going to be like overly taxing. But yeah, so for example, I need to sort of I need to get into the mindset and the flow. And one way that I do that is talk gibberish. And I don't have like good gibberish words, but I saw one YouTube video that kind of was just saying like da da dee da da dee da da dee da da dee da 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 dee da da dee da da dee, that kind of stuff. And so I would say gibberish, I would say that. And maybe I'll do a bit of that at the moment. Maybe I'll say some real words. But the idea is to sort of just get me into the space of this is the timing, this is the flow, this is a rhythm that I want. And once I have a rhythm and fake words and sentences just kind of flowing in my head, then I start to fill in real words. And if I stumble across a couple good verses, then I'll expand from there. And I'm kind of just saying all this. I'm hoping that it happens in reality, like within the next minute. I hope I have something on the page that is proof that I'm not just saying a bunch of stuff and then going to accomplish nothing. But here, I'm going to sort of concentrate here, and I'll sort of do the first wave of let's get some words on the page and some verses. And it really would help if I had a nice, a minimal, nice sounding beat. So maybe if I notice that I can't really get into the flow with just this metronome, then I'm going to start putting stuff down, but I'm not good at putting things down. So maybe the beat sounds worse and then I get even worse at it. But hopefully that would not happen. So let's throw a couple words in here. So I'm doing faith. I'm not focusing on, so I'm trying to spell Buddhism. Buddhism. Let's assume that's right. I'm not going to check spelling because I don't publish like lyrics. I just need to say the word. I just need to remember what the word I wanted. Enlightenment. So if I'm thinking about faith and Buddhism and enlightenment and not to be frightened, maybe not mint flavor. See, the talking out loud is something I haven't done either. This is usually going on in my head, or I'm mumbling a little bit more to get the rhythm going. But enlightenment, frightenment, don't make your life too tight. We need to think of some rhyming words. So what do I want this to be here? And I'm sort of aware at the non-epic soundingness of the beat is a struggle, but I'm trying to sort of push it a little bit here and see what I can come up with without the luxury of a nice sounding beat that just really inspires me and sort of gets my heart rate going. So if I was talking about Buddhism and personal faith and what it means to me and the core of me and who I am and what I think about content, and am I content with my content that I make, and what does it mean to lose everything in an earthquake and to get things shaken up like a salad, and why, let's see what comes to mind here. And I'm not one to sit around and drink beer. That's a real fact, actually. I don't drink alcohol. And is there something to that? Maybe not. Maybe I should. And if I am honest, maybe I would, or if I was around the right group of people and they importantly weren't sheeple. But this is not a road I want to go down. I want to be more positive and profound and have my feet firmly attached to the ground, shoes or no shoes. I don't want to pretend that I'm experiencing the blues or that I want to lose, and I certainly don't want to win, and that wouldn't be something that would winning and in enlightenment, winning, fright. Yeah, I go back to frightened, and let's see about content and mentality, mindfulness. I don't know if I've experienced mindfulness, but this is a kind of fullness. So let's write this down. Let's write, I don't know. I've experienced. I don't know if I've experienced mindfulness, but this is a kind of personal fullness that I not sure I must, and I wouldn't use two big words. I wouldn't say profess. I would rather just put my basic vocabulary to the test. I wouldn't say I want to put my basic the test, because if we really want to get there, and where is this state of mind, I want to say something about like, if we really want to get to enlightenment, then we can't have these requirements. If we want to get to enlightenment, we can't have, okay, this will be good. We can't have requirements. But I need to work this now. This is an interesting turn of phrase here. Sometimes I like to make it just very clearly about me, that I'm not speaking on other people's behalf or something. If I want to get to enlightenment, I can't have strict requirements. If I want to get to enlightenment, I can't have strict requirements. And something else, this is what I'm saying. The words that I choose are not really relaying what I mean when I look here at my computer screen and I think that I can see through it to something more truthful than it. These arrangement of pixels on the screen making me think that I'm onto something with what I mean and the words that I choose. That's obscene. But I wouldn't be that harsh to judge myself. I know part of mindfulness is not to judge oneself. Mindfulness and lack of judgment. Mindfulness is a lack of judgment. I don't know if that's true, but something that's fascinating with music is you can just say really anything. You say a verse that's not true, or that the listener is going to know you think is true but is not true, and that is part of who I am. If I say mindfulness is a lack of judgment, I think it's true that when you meditate you want to have a lack of judgment. But if I say mindfulness is a lack of judgment, I think I know that's not all of it. Obviously it doesn't reduce to just a lack of judgment, but that's one part of it. But making that statement, it's fun to build off that, and almost as if that's a flaw that leads to perhaps a good sounding song, but it's incorrect. But if it was more correct, it wouldn't sound good. And then we have this idea of imperfection being something important to the human condition. And these things that I'm writing down are not the actual lyrics. These are my best guess at something that might rhyme, some of the words that I want to use. So if I say imperfection being something that's important, being something that's important to the human condition, and certainly there's an imperfection here in this rendition. in this human's rendition. There's imperfection here in this human's. I like the condition and rendition. I like rhyme. Like, I don't know if that's an official rhyme. It sounds kind of like it rhymes if you say them a bit closer to each other and it's in time with a beat. Then I like that kind of, like, it's not an official rhyme, but it works, and it's like making a little bit of a jump, and then you can sort of do a better rhyme later, and then you've saved it kind of. And so this is kind of cool. This imperfection being something that's important to the human condition, and certainly there's imperfection here in this human's rendition. And then just imagine there's a really good sounding beat behind that, and it would sound good. And so I'm sort of like trying to avoid comedy, and I'm trying to avoid being too serious or too casual. I just want a tone that is like a conversational tone where, like, I'm not putting on a performance for the other person. I'm just speaking my mind. So I'm not putting on a performance for another. In fact, it would be cool to say something. I'm not putting on a performance for another. In fact, everyone in the audience is my brother. And that doesn't even make sense, but another makes me think of brother. And then I think surely I can come up with something that just ends with brother. And, if I do it right, it'll surprise me. And I'll be like, wow, that's kind of cool that it's like when we're living, we're putting on a performance. And people, we could say that everyone's our brother in humanity. I'm not putting on a performance for another. Let's put like a little bit more of a beat on here. So in FL Studio, and this also is going to go kind of slow, but let's get percussion. Okay, those are, yeah, I'll just grab let's grab a clap here. So we put in a clap. I'm not going to use that right away. I'll use like drums first. I don't even know. I sort of just kick on. Oh yeah, kick drum. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This one for now I would use. Okay. And I don't want like yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. That's giving me like a better idea of the rhythm. It's a very confident, direct beat. And sometimes that really just makes timing so easy when there's a nice solid beat. And then you can start to get a feel for how would different lyrics sound. I can control the sound of this too, this level. They're going to, yeah, so you can set stuff to like channel 1. So they go through channel 1. Then you have your slider that controls channel 1. And that other bar is like all of the channels together. You can put stuff in a different channel. Each channel can have its own effects too. I could put like a delay on. Let's actually try that, just putting a random delay. And I don't even know, like, see if I just say delay 2. So you can hear there's a delay on that now. And that sounds kind of cool too. And I don't even know what these dials, I wouldn't know how to manipulate those dials. I can turn off the metronome a little bit too. So this is now sounding fast. I think the delay, yeah, definitely the delay. I'm going to remove that delay and listen to it. I don't even know what that view does. But that sounds good though, because it's fast. And then this, okay, so 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want a different, like, a drum that I can use at the same time as the clap. Maybe this one. Yeah, maybe. It sounds cool. I just, like, I don't know how to do anything about feeling in music. So, like, if I want something to feel a certain way, I can't do that at all. I can just choose stuff, and then all I can do is optimize for like, does it sound cool right now when I'm listening to it? And it kind of does. And that's not going to be like tonally appropriate for whatever piece I wanted to create, but then I'll just adapt. This will be like the oddly cool version of whatever I would say about my personal, what I want to sort of think of as my minimal core of personal belief that allows me to go out and create content. I don't think I came up with any good lyrics yet. But let's attempt to just get in time with this and maybe go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I got to get the double timing to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a rap. This is something about personal. This is personal. This is me talking personal. This is me talking personal. This is me talking personal. Personal. This is a personal faith. And there's Buddhism and mentalism and not mentalism. No, that's not actually real, I think. I'm not sure about what I mean by that. I just recognize that word. And if you haven't heard, I'm filming a video at the moment, and that's really I think it's affecting my performance, but maybe I'm just this good, but I don't need to judge myself. This is more of a meditation. You've arrived at a sort of space station. This is probably YouTube you're watching this on. And we're trying to get into a groove and make something meaningful that's not, appealing or something. And I could use fake words and shake words and something else too. But the real strategy here is just to feel myself in the moment. And I don't have as much fear as I thought about that. It's transcending in a sort of way as self-actualization. These are words I should write down. But since it's a video, I don't want to spend too much time writing in silence. That doesn't feel very, very good. But I made an Outer Wilds video recently that was just it was 2.5 hours of me playing Outer Wilds. And I cut that down to 1 hour. I got rid of the silences. And I had only what I was saying in the video. Just whenever I was speaking, it would show the video, the associated video for Outer Wilds. And I liked the timing of that. I wouldn't do that for this video though. This is more of like a unedited podcast with no topic. But today the topic is what's at the core of my person. What's at the core of me? See, that's what I want to talk about. Let's get some of those. There's a sound effect. Actually, no, it's a voice. Vocals. I'll find it here in a second. Oh yeah, effects, no. There's like people saying ooh and ah. Oh, those people are saying that. That's not the people I was thinking of though. No, it's like, is it this one? No. Tums. It's worth it. It's going to be worth it. This is going to be worth finding these vocals, these oohs and ahs. Have you seen Ooey Ah Cat? That cat can sing any song. Okay, here, let's see. This is not at all correct. I'm just clicking random stuff. That's a long list. I'm looking for like a short list of oohs and ahs. This is nice. This is a rhythmic track, very rhythmic. Obviously, like I'm not making any changes to it. I could change it. I'll probably change it up a bit shortly, but it sounds pretty cool. I don't know about this timing though. It feels a bit like it's not fast enough, not slow enough or something, but probably just because I've listened to sounds. I've listened to like some really cool beats recently, and they do a great job of just being good beats, and then you just don't think about the timing. It just really, the flow really comes to you. Oh yeah, let's do like, what's that thing, the little tapping thing? Not a cymbal. It's like rim. Maybe. I just want like a little See, I don't even... Oh yeah, hi. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, just one. That's what I wanted. Yeah, I like sort of, little short sounds that are high, deep sounds that are low. It doesn't sound good, but that's fine. Here we go. For whatever reason, those names look different, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I'll do this. So the other thing is I go here, and first we set this up, then we choose it. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm just on the wrong place. I need to be piano keyboard. Then choose yeah. Then I can do, then switch to pattern 2. Then do chord progression. Then play it. Maybe something that ends... This is very loud actually as well. Okay, I'm gonna accept that. And also, so pattern 2, this will go to number 2, everything else number 1. Then I open these things. And we can see if we're on pattern 2. Yeah, we just want to lower the volume of that. Maybe this would sound good with delay. Yeah, I'm kind of... I think it's reverb is the name that I'm familiar with that I would want right now. I want something that makes it sound like it's in a big room. They probably... Oh yeah, there we go, reverb. And let's see if I understand any of these dials. Probably not. That probably has reverb on it. I'm just not very good at configuring whatever. Oh, we can make it large. Oh, size. And then, okay, yeah. Then we can do... So you can go to your song, and now I have 2 patterns. One is the drum beat, pattern 1, and I can just get that pattern to go. Maybe I would do 4 bars, and then I would do pattern 2. And pattern 2 is going to be like this. And that'll just happen so that this will be looping now, I think. So now we got a choir going. We got a choir in the house. And you'd have to respect that even if you're a mouse, or something about grouse. Nah, I need to steer away from rhyming words. That's not what I want. Let's go volume up a little bit. And the beat, raise the beat a bit. We're trying to get into a zone, so sometimes too I think about what's the intro of the song going to be. If I can think of like a good like a way to say what I want off the intro of the song, that sets the tone of the song, and then in my mind I have a much better idea of what the rest should be. So I was thinking about something about in the zone, atone. This is where I atone. This is where I atone in this. Here's an interesting thing. Atone for my sins. Sometimes if you say a line just by itself, it sounds too harsh. So if I open with like, this is where I atone for my sins, that sounds too intense. But if I put a line right after it, where I come up with something that just kind of rhymes with sins, it takes away from the first line. And then it's like the opening is like 2 or 3 lines, and then it flows right into the rest. And then before, you can't really process, this phrase, this is where I atone for my sins, on its own. You sort of have to consider it as the whole body, and then it's the tone of the song overall rather than one individual line. You can kind of say almost whatever you want for an individual line and then like mix it and undermine it and things later. So let's see if I can get started with this. Sins, bins. I didn't take out the bins. This is interesting now. I'm thinking, so yeah, like here, watch this. This is where I atone for my sins. I didn't take out the bins. I don't have a house. I have a house. You don't get one today. Unless you pray. And this is not like a endorsement of religion here. I'm going to see what I can do with unless you pray, but hey, we don't know. I don't know if that works anyway. This is good. I like. So in the groove, this is where I atone for my sins. I didn't take out the bins. I don't have a house. That needs to have something paired there. You don't get one today unless you pray. But hey, I don't know if that works anyway. You don't get one today unless you pray. But hey, I don't know if that works anyway. And I would say this faster and see what. Something about the beat is there's not as much like speed to it as I would have thought. 128, I was pretty sure was fast. Because one of the songs I made was 98, and that one felt like a good pace. 4. This is where I atone for my sins. I didn't take out the bins. I don't have a house. Something about a mouse. You don't get one today unless you pray. But hey, I don't know if that works anyway. It sounds too simple. I think the simplicity of the beat is making me write like very simple things, and I would want more complex weaving things. That's always my goal. And when the beat is very complex and weaving, then that helps with it. So let's see. Let's just go for a while and see what I can get. This is not okay. Let's try to just go with some. Say, yeah. What do I actually want to say? I'll just write what I would be intending to say. So, don't take this. So what about this? Don't take this as gospel. I haven't spent time in the hospital. It's not that for injury. Where I'm not a citizen. I don't belong. I've never suffered. This is more like a little bit more dark than I would want. 3, 4. Don't take this as gospel. I haven't spent time in the hospital. I haven't take this as gospel. I don't spend time in the hospital. Haven't spent my time. 3, 4. Don't take this as gospel. Haven't spent my time in the hospital. Okay, haven't spent my time in the hospital. I've never suffered physical injury. I don't belong enough to be on a jury. Never suffered physical. I've never suffered physical injury. I don't belong enough to be on a jury. I don't belong on a. I don't agree with the rest of the jury. I guess I'm sort of thinking about what would sound good and what I want to say at the same time. And I should really think of what I want to intend to say first. And then I'm sure I could work out like a way to rhyme it and maintain the meaning, because some of this stuff is not really what I would want to say. But then it's hard to think about what do I want to say as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I think maybe like so the beat has this like oscillating choir. Maybe I should okay, let's see if I can just add something else to this beat. Let's do 2, 2, 2 there. And there's another thing I'll try, which is I'm going to go to like a pattern 3 and piano roll, and then do and try this, and then there's like a riff machine. I think this is not going to work, I think, but let's see what happens if I put this in. That's pattern 3, and then pattern 1. Two, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I'll see about the sound of that. The voices are so loud, even on the lowest level, they're pretty loud. The beat is kind of nonsensical, but I'm just sort of trying to get something that I can sort of build things to. It sounds kind of, I don't know, it sounds kind of interesting. Let's do pattern, okay. Pattern 2. Pattern 2 and pattern 3. And maybe, I guess I want like, more stuff happening in the song, so I'll put just 4 bars of silence between each, I don't know, secondary pattern melody, if that counts as a melody. Both are together, then pattern 1. Yeah, it's like a slow song. I want there to be more density to the lyrics in the rap. The imperfection of being something that's important to the human condition. Perfection of something that's important to the human condition. Rendition, another human's rendition, my condition. When I reflect on, okay, so when I reflect on my condition, when I reflect on my condition and what I know about Buddhism, I keep bringing in Buddhism for some reason. I just associate that with like Zen mindset. Zen mindset. Ready, set, go. Mindset. Ready, set. Ready, set. Get a Zen mindset. Ready, set. Get a Zen mindset. Pull out your Zen mindset. So this is getting away from what I actually would want to say in this song, but if I say ready, set, pull out your Zen mindset. Get your time to meditate. There's no judgment. Time to meditate. Rate. Yeah, it's sort of just like what time. If I said time to meditate, I'm tempted to say don't forget to rate, but I'm not going to say that. I said that in a previous rap video. I rhymed rating the video, giving a like to it, but that seems like a sort of cheap shot, because it's not, the song doesn't, that's not part of the song. Don't forget to rate. Ready, set, pull out your Zen mindset. Still feels slow. I wonder if I just like raise the BPM, what happens? Re-stretch all the channels. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, and get ready to know. No. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. That's good. It's hard to write and record and speak out loud. It interrupts my, normally I would be, in silence. I would be going into just gibberish and not thinking about what I'm saying about gibberish. But vocalizing, every time I find a good verse, it's like, that's good. And then I get distracted by that it's good. And now the video won't look like a complete failure. But normally I would just keep the ball rolling. But, I take these pauses to like explain that like this is the moment where the ball would start rolling. And then the ball does not start rolling. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Ready, set, and get ready to know. I'm gonna experiment with faster beats. 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say I'm going to try pattern 4 that has some kind of pattern 4 that just has one beat at the beginning of each bar, because I have no idea where things begin and end in terms of timing. I need some kind of hint. And there's like these boom things. Those are so loud. I'm going to choose a totally random thing like this. And this will be 4. Yeah, what is that? It's a very strange sound, but I don't know how that would sound. I think it's going to sound bad, but I'll just put that in there. Okay, that's actually cool. That's what I'm not surprised that it sounds cool, at least originally. Maybe it starts to sound annoying pretty fast. 3, 4, boom, 2, 3, 4, boom, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm surprised I can't. I think it's because I'm recording a video. It's distracting me, but like I'm good at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I was saying a fast sentence, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The imperfection of being something that's important to the human condition. Certainly their imperfection here in the human's rendition. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. This isn't the answer. The answer. For sure. For sure. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. This isn't the answer for sure. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. This is not the answer you're looking for. This is not the answer you're looking for. This is not the answer to look for. This is not the answer to look for. More. By the end, you'll always be wanting more. In the end, we all look for more. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. This is not the answer to look for. In the end, yeah, so in the end, I want more. And this, so in the end, I want more is like every time I finish making something, I want to make more things. And I need something that sort of is the same pacing as that. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. Something, 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 something. In the end, more is wanted. Sometimes, it's like, first I said, I want more, and so I got to rhyme something with more. But it sounds good to it. In the end, more is wanted. Taunted. Haunted. At the start. At the start. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. And I don't even know how rhyming works. There's like a whole Shakespeare thing that I recall being taught at one point that was something like AAB, BAA, C, and then like the letters mean the last word of the line has a rhyme. And it's not just about like rhyming couplets of lines. There's like all of a sudden there isn't a rhyme, then something rhymes with a line before. And there were these patterns that like were like four like pairs of lines that rhymed, and they would create a whole verse. But I think sometimes that is like maybe a trope is the word I'm looking for. Like if you do exactly that, people are just expecting it. So it's too like obvious. And so you want to just have like a messed up line that catches people up, and then you bring some flow behind it, and they're, it's unexpected, or that's like relieving when things rhyme. And so I don't worry too much about, if it starts to sound, I don't want it to sound like rhythmic. I want there to be differences. So far, I've compensated for that by sometimes saying things slowly and then sometimes saying them quick. Don't judge. Mindset. 4. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. Don't judge your mindset. Don't judge your mindset just yet. sleep all day. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Sleep all day. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. That was all based on that yet, that pet rhymes with yet. And I like my cat. I want to talk about my cat. So don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. Go and get it a good night's rest. Wake up. This doesn't mean anything, but I'll see what it's like. So, you know, if I get rhyming sentences and they don't make sense, I can slowly tweak them to making sense, or all of a sudden I'll stumble upon something that could make sense, or it could be like two lines bring together, and then it becomes kind of cool. It's something that's weird that you could think about. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. Go and get it, a good night's rest. Wake up during the test. Wake up halfway during the test. Get it. So this works. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. Go and get it, a good night's rest. Wake up halfway during the test. Maybe these are like the same. I have no notation or lyrical idea. Like, I don't know how to write lyrics to convey what the beat is supposed to be. I usually just, I guess I've only, in my rap career of 3 to 4 days so far, I just write lines that are 4 bars long. Not 4 bars, 1 bar long, right? A bar has 4 beats, and I say sentences that are 4 beats long, and I say them slowly, so that's like 1 beat, 1 sort of heavy word on each beat, or 2 maybe, or I just say them so that the last word lands on the last beat. My desk is really vibrating. My speakers are like vibrating my desk. Oh no, my phone is ringing. Oh, it's an alarm. Okay, so that is 1 hour at this point, and this is the best I could do. So I think I promised appropriately for what I came up with. Let's do this a couple times just so we have something nice to end on. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. Go and get it, a good night's rest. Wake up halfway during the test. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. I like the first line where it starts with like ready, set, go. But instead of go, it says and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. So the timing of the first 2 words is slow. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. Go and get a good night's rest. Wake up halfway during the test. I like that line too about waking up halfway during the test, because it's like the pressure's off. You already failed the test, obviously. You can like rush, but it's like you wake up with this motivation. You wake up with a motivation to run to the test. I assume the test is at school. Run to the school and do the test, but you're like cooked. But then the next time you write the test, you'll do fine because you'll actually get the full amount of time. But like getting a good night's rest, it's funny because pets like sleep all day, and so it's like take a page from And it shouldn't be like take a page. That take a page should be more pet related. Like not like, oh yeah, like listen to your cat's meow or something, but meow doesn't rhyme. Listen to the meow of your household pet or something. But then get a good night's rest. But then it's so funny to have like get a good night's rest, wake up halfway, like plan to wake up halfway during the test. But maybe that's what's needed to get a good night's rest. This is a nice, like, this beat, these opening lines. Then I start thinking how, like, go and get a good night's rest, wake up halfway during the test. Like, you'll never have good starting conditions. Good starting conditions. So you're not going to get evidence of this, but I feel somewhat warmed up now after 1 hour, and it went slowly. And this is my first time recording this process on video and talking through it. So that's like a 1 hour warm up. Now I feel like I have an interesting opening to a song, and I can start to think about what story has been told already and how, like, there's some idea being communicated here about, like, you can learn from your pet and you can get a good night's rest. And you can just kind of totally not perform to the metric that's being asked of you. And then starting conditions starts wrapping it back to like the ready, set, go idea. Ready, set, go is like the start of a race. And I'm saying you are not going to get good starting conditions, which we didn't get. We got ready, set, and get ready to know, which, you know, sort of hopefully, you know, it catches the listener off guard. They're waiting for go. They don't get it. That's bad. And then it's like a false start in a sprint. I like this false FAL, false start in a sprint. This is a cool thing, isn't it? There's some word like isn't it? Isn't it? So isn't it is like, I don't know, Britisher way of saying isn't it? Isn't it? But I wouldn't say that. I would say isn't it? And isn't it doesn't rhyme with sprint. And it might still work. Like, you know, you won't get good starting conditions. False start in a sprint. Funny, isn't it? Isn't it? Fuzzy, funny, isn't it? There's a line in a Kendrick song, Not Like Us, I guess, where he says, the rabbit hole goes deeper. Isn't that something? And that would just be like a fun thing to work in. Now I hesitate. I don't want to like work in, you know, like Easter eggs for other songs, because it feels like a bit of a crutch where it's like they made a good song, so I'll just like put in an Easter egg, quote unquote, and my song will be better because I'm just copying theirs and calling it like an Easter egg. So I would want to prefer to come up with like my own verse and not really be thinking of just copying like another song. What is the loud? Okay, so hopefully these things are not too loud so that my voice is like not audible in this recording. I think OBS records on multiple tracks though. So my voice is on a separate track than what's coming out of the speakers when I open it up in the video editor. So I can control the loudness of the song, the music in the background and my voice. Well, that's all I'm going to do here. And I would have loved to prove a bit more that I have any sort of ability here, that I'm capable of this, but I really shouldn't, because whatever ability I have is greatly watered down by recording this in one take, no editing. And the first time I've sort of tried to make a beat, which I'm terrible at. I'm still learning the basics of how to use FL Studio. So this, believe it or not, this is impressive to me, and a good starting point for work in the future. And I kind of like that I didn't really come up with anything amazing, because I mean, if there's a video of a guy not doing something not amazing and you took anything away from this, then you can easily do better than this. You can make your own beat and write something that means something, and then you won't be the worst video out there, depending on how much you enjoyed this video. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one more time, and then I'm just gonna end it. So here we go with that. 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, and get ready to know. Notice I didn't say ready, set, go. At the start, this place was haunted. In the end, more is wanted. Don't judge your mindset just yet. Take a page from your household pet. Go and get a good night's rest. Wake up halfway during the test. Good starting condition, something. False start in a sprint. Funny, isn't it? Funny, isn't it? And I didn't even write that. That line makes no sense. I just attempted something there. All right. That is all from me. I'll turn that beat off. And that is all. All right. See you later.